When you create a new account here in Asana, depending on the process you chose, you may have entered some information about yourself. You may have skipped some. You may not have been prompted for some of that information, but we can always go back to our own profile settings to make those adjustments. That's what we're going to do in this movie. Now, our user, Jennifer Belladonna, chose to create a team and a project while creating her account. That's what she sees when she logs in for the very first time. But she can update her user settings by going to the top right corner where she sees her initials JV for Jennifer Belladonna. You'll see your own initials up here. Clicking this opens up a menu that includes an option for My Settings. Go ahead and click this if you're following along. You'll arrive at the profile category where you can see an opportunity to add a photo and some fields that may be empty that can be filled in at this time. For example, she can put in her role, which is Senior VP and of the HR department. So in the department field, she'll type in HR. You can add pronouns here if you choose, or come back to that later. The email is already there and the full name from the setup process for the account. Down below is a field where you can add a little more information, if you want, about yourself. Clicking in here, you'll see some pretext. You can see I usually work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can type whatever you like in here. I'm going to add some information for Jennifer, who typically works from 8:30 to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, but please feel free to invite me to your team or project at any time. This is also where you're going to go if you're going to be away. For example, on vacation, a day off, you can come in here to click the slider next to Show Me as Away. And when people start to create projects and want to invite you, you'll appear as away. They'll know that you're not getting the invitation. Same thing for assigning tasks and so on. Of course, when you come back, you'll want to come back in here to show yourself as available by clicking that same slider button. Now, let's go up to the top where we can upload a photo. Clicking this link will allow you to go browsing to a location where you might have a photo for your own profile. We have a headshot for Jennifer here. It's a JPEG. Clicking this and clicking Open will add it to her profile settings. So when you come in here to upload a photo and make any adjustments to these fields, you'll want to click Save Changes. Notice there are some other categories at the top. We'll come back to those in a moment. Right now, we want to save these changes by clicking the Save Changes button. And that's all updated. Notice in the top right corner, we no longer see initials, but rather the profile picture for Jennifer. Now we can click this, go back to My Settings, and check out some of the other categories. There are some important areas that you might want to consider, like notifications. Clicking here is where you can set up a Do Not Disturb schedule. If you don't want to be receiving notifications from Asana while you're busy at certain times during the day, you can come in here and choose a Do Not Notify Me checkbox and type in the times that you don't want to be disturbed. So for example, here you can see after hours. We're going to change this to 4:30 because that's when Jennifer finishes work and she starts at 8:30. And now you can see down below, you can choose the days of the week as well. Down below, email notifications. You can look at all the notifications you could receive with all of these checked off. Anytime there's an update to an activity, like new tasks that are assigned to you, or if you're mentioned, you'll get a notification. You can see mentions only, daily summaries, weekly reports. With all of these checked off, that's a lot of notifications. So you can pick and choose the ones that you want to leave checked. I'm going to leave it at weekly reports. Down below, you can see browser notifications as well. So while you're working in Asana, you might see notifications for any updates to tasks, mentions, or choose nothing, and you won't receive browser notifications from Asana. So while you're working in Asana, those little pop-ups won't appear. Project notifications can also be set. You can see the defaults to future projects that you're a member of. This is anything that comes up in the future, status updates, messages, any tasks added. You can come in here and turn any or all of these on or off. I'm going to turn them off like so. Also, we can go over to the account category here, and you'll see your current organization, landonhotel.com for us. And there's also workspaces. So if you've set up your own personal workspace or you want to do that, you can do it from here. Create new workspace will show up if you don't already have a workspace. Remember, there won't be any team set up here. It's just a workspace where you can work on your own personal projects with other people you invite. Here's where we go to change our password and set up two-factor authentication. So every time you log in, if you want to have a second level of authentication where a code would be sent to your device, you can enable it from here. I'm going to leave it off just for the simplicity of logging in during this course. You can see some security options for logging out of sessions except this current browser. So if you did happen to have other browsers open, other sessions running, and you weren't aware of them, you can log out of those and just keep the current browser working. And here's where you go to deactivate your account if you no longer want to be a part of Asana. There are some display options as well. You can see that the theme being used is in sync with your current system settings. That's the default. Clicking this drop-down allows you to choose from light or dark themes as well. You can choose your language from here. The first day of the week can be chosen here. I'm going to choose Monday. Otherwise, it's automatic. And you can see some advanced options here that you can experiment with as well. For example, when you see a list of tasks, you can see row numbers next to them. Compact mode will squeeze more into your screen if you want to experiment with that. And you can even enable colorblind friendly mode. So the colors will be adjusted to account for that. Show occasional celebrations upon task completion. You'll see little celebrations. If you don't need that, you can deselect it from here. And there are backgrounds you can choose from as well if you want to spice up the look of your Asana account when logged in. There are also apps that can work in conjunction with Asana. One is called Harvest Time Tracking. So if you want to get into that, you can activate it from here. It's a third-party app. And then Hacks is a cool place where you can go to find out what's being worked on at Asana. These are experimental features that Asana folks have been tinkering with. They're not supported features, and this list can change at any time. So the list you're seeing, if you're following along, is likely different from mine. But we can experiment with these features if we want to try them out, knowing that at any time they could be disabled. So we'll go back to Profile here and scroll down. No changes need to be saved here. Everything's been saved up. So we can close this up now. Going back to our Asana account, working with our new profile settings.